Good morning. So recently we're in Savannah, Georgia area, and we did a video on the Creek Fire Resort where we stayed. Check that out. We also did a video on the Savannah Historic District. Check that out. That was awesome. And we've got one more to show. This one is actually showing a lot of the different things we saw in the Savannah area. One place was the Mighty Eighth Museum. My big question to Mark is, what's a Mighty Eighth and why do they have a museum in Savannah? Another place we checked out was the Fort Pulaski, and that was fascinating, the history and just the construction of this fort. And then we ended this video with Tybee Island, a really beautiful, wide, sandy beach area. But the gem was, we found on Tybee Island this quirky little restaurant, served great pizza, and that's where Mark got a little lesson on Bimini ring game. Thanks for joining us and hope you enjoy. Cheers.
I know. You're not last. I sent you in to get a couple other things.
I know.
Where you
We all
going?
know.
You are all dressed up.
Not really. I've got yoga pants on. That's all I live in these days. So actually we're going to a museum, so that gives me an occasion to dress up just a little bit more than just braids and a t-shirt.
You know what was more the exciting thing that we're doing prior to the museum is we're going to a camping world. And we're hoping it turns out all right. I ordered some windshield wipers for my rig, and I, like an idiot, looked at the picture of the windshield wipers and most of the description, and I ordered them. I paid $26 to get them shipped here on time. Oh. And lo and behold, the only thing that's right on them is the length. I'm not real hopeful.
Camping World, here we come. After that, what is the name of the museum?
The Mighty Eighth. Yeah, it's an air museum.
Honey,
and
pull yourself together. You're on.
Honey, we have to get
video.
more professional and actually read where we're going. You know. All right, let's go.
What happened?
Yes.
What'd you do? Did they have the right one?
Yep, I got the right ones. I had to pay another $4.50. I'm not going to argue. At least I got the right ones, and I got a refund.
Yay!
Today's starting out good, honey.
I like that. We have arrived at the Mighty Eighth Air Force Museum near Savannah, and you can see it is a busy place and the cars just keep rolling in. It's 11:39 on a Tuesday. Who would have thought? Of course, it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so I'm guessing there's a lot of vacationing going on around here. So let me go find Mark and we'll head in. I thought this place didn't open till noon.
No, 9 o'clock today.
Oh, 9 o'clock today. Well, no wonder it's so full. Wow.
So, this could be a tough museum to get through. We've been here, what, 20 minutes? And
we're just starting.
We've just read these panels here. It can be a tough one.
And it really was an interesting museum. I wondered, what was the Mighty Eighth Air Force anyways, and why is there a museum for it? And also, why here, near Savannah? Well, the museum is dedicated to the history of the 8th Air Force of the United States Army Air Corps, and it served in Europe during World War II. And in January of 1942, just 53 days after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Mighty Eighth was born. The 8th Air Force was activated in Savannah, Georgia, and it was chosen here because of its newly improved airport. The United States 8th Air Force deployed to England as a heavy bomber force with the daunting mission to destroy Germany's ability to wage war and gain command of the European skies and to pave the way for an Allied land invasion. That is a daunting mission.
We brought it down on 3 flatbed tractor trailers, came through a little garage door in the back, and all the restoration work has been done where it's sitting right there.
Wow.
4 working motors, avionics work, flaps, controls, everything.
The
works
exhibits,
lightly.
artifacts, and stories throughout this museum were fascinating. There's Mark, still studying it up.
It's unbelievable, all these companies that they still exist today, but in different forms. All these big companies and all this heavy engineering, and yet we have an Allison transmission in the Dutch Star. So how long do you think the Chan Man would last in this position, bouncing around? You'll notice that this is probably a scale model of how much padding there was there. 0.
Nothing.
And this guy is sitting in this little dome here and they're going 150 miles an hour, and it's 40 below 0 up there.
So we're in the area where they actually explain there were some, well, let's call them safe houses, and they have real people, real stories of people who sacrificed their lives to actually save some of the fallen pilots and people on the plane that needed to get to safety. I mean, it just brings it more to life when you see the faces and read their stories. And we are coming to the end. This was a really good museum. Mark, what took you so long?
A lot of tough decisions this morning.
Really?
Yeah, I just locked the door, Hank. We're going to 2 places today. The first place we're going to go to is Fort Pulaski. And no matter how hard I searched, I couldn't find my I Love Pierogies t-shirt. So that outfit was off the shelf. But you'll notice I have my Ron John surf shot. I got my surfing hat on because after the fort, we're going to end up going to Tybee Island. And there's a lot of surfing and things going on there. So if it warms up a little bit, I'll be hanging 10. Just like the last time when we were in Pismo Beach. Now, the only thing I regret is I didn't bring our surfboard, honey.
You're gonna be so out of place, hon.
Yeah.
Well, let's show them that we can walk a beach at least.
Yeah, but I got a fistful of dollars in the wallet, so maybe I can flip somebody a 20 and they can let me hang 10 for just a couple of.
Do you even know what you're talking about?
Yeah, I know what hanging 10 is.
Oh, that's good.
So we have a video that we did on that I can put up here on the corner. Yep. I'm going to turn the water off. Hey, we already had a nice intro, and what are you going back in there for? Did you lock it?
I did. As always, we always go back because we forget things. We forgot our Garmin. I thought, well, let me grab another layer because it's chilly right now. All right, let's do it.
Yep.
Fort Pulaski is about a 45-minute drive from Creek Fire RV Resort, where we were staying. The fort is between Savannah and Tybee Island, and the fort is on Cockspur Island, which is right at the mouth of the Savannah River.
We saved some money, honey, on the National Park Pass.
So we did show our National Park Pass, and we're going into the Fort Myers National Monument for free because we have our pass.
Right.
So we are at Fort Pulaski, right by Savannah and Tybee Island, and there's a visitor center. That's the fort behind us. There's a visitor center. We decided we're gonna go in and learn a little bit more. We got a lot of interesting information. Very historical spot here.
Yeah, we wanted to know what we're talking about first because right now it actually looks like an Amazon fulfillment center.
Oh my God, let's go. More. The one thing I have to say is the ranger at this visitor center was extremely knowledgeable on the history of this fort, and Mark had a lot of questions. It's always nice to have background knowledge on what we're about to see. Makes it more interesting. So let me give you just a little background. After the War of 1812, President Madison ordered a new system of coastal fortification to protect the United States from foreign invasion, and construction of this fort was to protect the port of Savannah. Construction started in 1829, and it took 18 years to build and nearly $1 million in construction costs. But by 1862, during the American Civil War, the Union Army successfully tested rifled cannons. This type of cannon put a spin to a projectile, improving its stability and accuracy. So this rifled cannon test was a success, and at this point, brick fortifications were obsolete.
An area like, say, Savannah here, where you have an established port, 14 miles upriver, that they could come and land their ships and drop off their army and go. Forts like this were actually supposed to withstand maybe about 2 weeks of some sort of siege or bombardment.
Whoever did this model did it.
All right, this model was made in the 1930s. Oh my gosh, Mark, what did you do? Did you break that?
I went like this.
What are you doing back there?
Well, I just discovered that this slot here is to put money in, because it goes in the back, helping to pay for the restoration of the place. This weighed 128 pounds. They could shoot at 800 yards. And then some dude developed the James bolt, and it's a pointy, kind of a fluted projectile that goes into a rifled bore. And then here's what it would do to the masonry. It would blow this giant hole in, and at that particular time, it basically ended the usefulness of something like this.
So it actually became a national monument in 1924, but it really didn't get developed till the 30s with Franklin Roosevelt and the Civilian Conservation Corps. So we've got this moat that goes all the way around and a mound, but it first started out as a demi-lune. You can see they actually had gun platforms and things like that. And then after the Civil War, they constructed these earthen mounds, and that's where they held their powdered magazines. So it doesn't look much like protection, this mound, but we were told that it did keep the other soldiers out because they had to get in the water, and that meant that their gunpowder would be wet and useless.
Well, and then if you were a soldier like me, I wouldn't go in that water just because I'd get cold.
Good point.
So, you know, I'd go behind that brick thing over there, and I'd still shoot, but there ain't no way I'm going in the water. Too cold.
Careful, Mark. I guess he's not even gonna try it. Yeah, it is a drawbridge. There he is, studying up again. Simple engineering?
No, I don't get it.
You don't get it?
Well, look at this. This chain only goes that far, and it lifts up. What does it do? How does that deter anybody from coming in here?
Ah, here's one of the rooms that's actually open. Cool. All right, sunglasses off. We're good. Oh. Wait for me, baby. Ooh, there's another entrance. Look at this. It's all shells in the wall.
Yeah. So this was just for gunpowder?
Yeah, that's within magazines.
You mean like Better Homes and Gardens?
I'm sure they didn't have this electric system.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing though, they didn't have kerosene lanterns when they were going in to check to see the powder level.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking they were using LED. No flame, no chance of explosion.
Scary. It's beyond that. Oh, other side. All right. Nice having a camera when your head doesn't fit in it. Your camera will. Where are you? Mark, where are you?
Hello, 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 hello.
almost lost me.
Well, I'm looking. Okay, so if they're going in here to get supplies or powder, they can go that way. So we were just down there where they're protecting the powder, and maybe that's one additionally. We should check that out. Don't even know what that is. But you go over here and it's wondering, like, what are they protecting with their guns and everything? And I see, oh yeah, they're protecting the parking lot.
Oh my God, you think? Well, thanks for helping us out. We didn't waste our time.
Saved me 20 steps.
This is kind of where we came in, isn't it?
Yeah, it
is. Okay. All right.
Well, this Ellen Bradley box is not original. The original, it was Square D.
Square D.
That's a brand, honey, of electrical box.
That's a nerd joke. I didn't get that one. So this drawbridge is...
So this one's real. That bridge is keyed, so it can't shift under the weight. And then you got this bushing here.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the bearing is made out of lead on each side. Don't put that in your mouth, kids, if you're watching this. And the drawbridge, basically, I bet you it fits right in that pocket there. Then they shut this. Look at that.
Yeah, close
Look
me
at
up.
that engineering way back in the early 1800s. And perfectly weighted, and an old 69-3/4-year-old guy can do it. That was my bad arm, too.
Okay.
Wow, and another one.
Triple protection.
Yeah. Now, back in the day, this is the way they did screen doors.
So you can see along this wall, there's a lot of doors and windows, so we decided to go check them all out.
This is like Versailles, where all of these rooms, you can just keep walking down that center aisle.
You never have to come outside if you don't.
Right, and we're walking through everybody's bed. Excuse me, excuse me.
Actually, we can go from room to room, which is great during a storm or...
Officers' quarters, we
Yeah.
just walked through. This is the officer's mess.
Oh yeah, officer's mess.
You'd think they'd clean it up.
Darn mess. Need some medical aid.
Ooh, this is fancy schmancy.
Yeah,
Is
whose
this the
room is
bridal
this?
suite, or what is it?
The bridal suite. Huh?
So back in the day when they built this fort, you look at the attention to detail that went in to carving this indent in here for the tracks,
Yeah.
for the wheels, so that it could in fact be OSHA approved, so that you wouldn't trip over the track, you know, like that. Except you can see that the engineer that worked on this, he got his dimensions wrong, and he missed the track with the wheel. Yeah, you know, he's off, 2.378 inches. So, it just shows you that they even made mistakes back then.
Right, we're only about halfway through, maybe not even that, but it's fascinating to learn the history, kind of know the general stuff, but to get the detail of it all, it's pretty fascinating.
Let's return to the engineering section of the show. So,
This whole thing is engineering.
no, so one thing I notice about this, they consistently have used this dark colored, sandstone feeling, layered, stratified rock anytime there's a concentrated load straight down. So it's almost like that was like their micro lamb of the day. For the superstructure that pinned there and swiveled around, and it came back here, and I'm the can, and then I'm shooting this way. around the canyon, and I'm swinging around it, and I'm shooting that way. Unbelievable, you know, state of the art back at that time.
Yeah. We're going up.
Yep.
Let's check it out. Daylight.
31.
31 steps up. Wow. Different perspective up here. This place is really huge.
So I'm thinking that this was some type of a cannon firing area, and they got this metal plate with all sorts of arrows here pointing to the Atlantic Ocean, Tybee Island, South Channel, Savannah, and I can't believe it. It says wall drug that way.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable way back then.
That wall drug. So, Mark, you're going to get hurt?
Well, 1864.
Really? That's
Yeah.
what it says.
Yeah. Would that be about the right time?
Yep.
32, including the outside one. So this fort took 18 years to build, and you look at all of this brickwork and everything, and this flooring might have been, you know, reproduced or redone. But then you look this way, and you can see why this place took 18 years to build, because this is what was hidden and underneath what we were standing on. And then underneath here, further, is this piling mechanism. So that is the pilings that's still intact and not rotted, because there's no oxygen able to get at that mucky, you know, sealed off area down there.
Yeah.
That's why this place is so solid. I don't feel anything when I bounce around.
Really?
No, not at all.
All right. They used this as dark confinement when they had prisoners here.
Well, a little bit of oak stain and some pictures that would dress it up.
And that's it for the fort. This is, man, this is pretty just coming out. Wow. What? Here, I thought I was so clever getting you.
What's this called? It's called Camera Squared, honey.
Camera squared.
And now we're heading just about 5.5 miles to check out Tybee Island.
I wonder
Wow,
where
look at
Fanny's is, honey. I can't
at-
see it.
Look at all this, all the space.
You know.
Off-season rocks. I've been learning from Mark that there are ways to save money to be able to afford a Dutch Star. We ran across these sandals in the parking lot. As much as I really like them, I'm thinking I'll keep walking. Sorry, honey, I'm not saving money.
Well, you might want to rethink that, because I'm thinking about taking them.
All right, this is nice. There's a boardwalk that takes you right to the beach, but we're actually heading over to the pier. All right, coming from the Midwest, this is educational for us.
Looks like this place here that's relatively new, they're only good for a category 3.65.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, here's 6.4.
6'4". You wish.
4.6?
Now when they say what category it is, holy smokes.
Yeah.
We have a better idea.
Yeah. Category 1, you're at 5'8".
So now seeing this, when we hear about category, we definitely have a better idea what they're talking about. Oh. Welcome to Tybee Island. Right now we need to tighten up the hat, but they do have, I'm sure during season, they have all this over here where you can get ice cream, drinks, stuff like that.
Yeah, this is a pro tip.
Okay.
I should have, everybody knows that when you're an RVer, you got to carry large, wide strips of a Turnabond tape, double-sided. I should have did that with my hat.
Stick it on your head.
Yeah, I mean, this is really windy. I'm afraid I'm going to lose this thing, and this is one of the few hats that Sue actually likes. And I took a chance wearing it today because I knew I wouldn't sweat in it. But
Okay.
I certainly don't want to lose it.
No, there you go. Pro tip.
Double sticking a Turn-A-Bond tape on the inside of your hat.
Only if you've
Yep.
got a hairstyle like Mark, though.
Right, six by six piece.
Okay.
Tybee Island has been a popular vacation spot since the late 1800s. It's a barrier island in a small city known for its more than 3 miles of wide sandy beaches with a pier and pavilion. It also has a lot of different aquatic adventures, and it's great for just relaxing. Perfect place to escape. I actually hear there are a few celebrities who discovered the tranquility of Tybee Island, and they live here now. After we were done hanging out at the pier, we decided to check out Huc-A-Poos. We read that it's a local favorite, and they make pizza from scratch with fresh ingredients.
Found yourself another kind of funky place, mister.
Here we had our first experience playing the Bimini ring game. Frustrating. I finally gave up without any success.
All right, let's see if the expert can do it. All right, Mark had a little lesson here. Let's see if he gets it.
Like the first time, and then I'm gonna walk away.
Right then, I'm guessing this is one of the locals here and a regular, and he actually is one of the Bimini experts. So he too tried to give Mark a few pointers. Let's see how that does it. But I'm guessing just watching this was too painful. So eventually, he just stepped right in.
Oh, come on! Oh my God! No help from your friend.
This is totally worth a replay in slow motion.
Oh,
So tomorrow we're going to spend the whole day editing. But you know what? We're still going to be happy
yes,
because we have each other. But more importantly, we have pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.